And what's up, everybody? We're back with another episode of the Live, Laugh, Left podcast. Never gonna get that wrong again, baby. Episode number 106 of the Live, Laugh, Left podcast. Back as always with Hitmaster.
Hello.
It is post Daytona episode. The season is in motion, underway, I should say. Got a lot to talk about from the three races we saw over the course of the weekend. Some wild stuff to go over. I got the last of the three drinks that I bought way back when to try tonight. Very, very pumped. I got it with me right now. As well as some silly season news, but not a whole lot. And then, of course, at the end, we will preview this weekend's action at Atlanta. So, should be very, very good there. But first, we got to put Daytona through the ringer one more time. For the trucks, there were like 4 mechanical problems before the truck race even began. There were mostly Brandon Mozak had a mechanical failure and couldn't even turn a lap because of it before the race even started. Leland Honeycutt wrecked early. Tony Brenninger had a terrible night. She spun early. Spun near the end of the first stage, but she would continue. Second stage was pretty clean. Tyler Ankrum lost his engine early in stage 3. But then things got a little bit more settling as we got down towards green flag pit stops. When somebody decided not to hit the brakes, apparently they lost brakes, Greenfield just decided to pull an ARCA and drove right through. Just drove through whoever the fuck was pitting and just caused a huge wreck, a huge hit. And that took away the strategy of green flag pit stops. The big one struck late. Finally, Matt Crafton was taken out. Rajah Caruth was taken out. Tony Brenninger was taken out for the second time. Unfortunately for Garry.
Shut up.
But a bunch of others were collected as well. But at the end of the day, it would end up being Parker Kligerman coming home with the win, or at least coming across the line first, I should say. As the field wrecked behind him in another big wreck. However, after later review on NASCAR's end, he was DQ'd for having illegal height.
Continue.
Why was he DQ'd for illegal height? So that gave the win instead to Corey Heim. Because we haven't seen enough of Corey Heim winning.
I thought they appealed it.
I don't think they won the appeal. They did appeal it. I don't think they won it. We would have heard something by now if they did. And I don't believe they have. It's kind of bullshit. I think Parker Kligerman was a very popular win, and it got taken away from him. Obviously, I mean, he did have a very strong race going, so it kind of makes sense that there was some modification, but it was probably just off by a tiny bit. But I guess at Daytona, it doesn't take much to have an advantage. I don't know. It's kind of a stupid penalty, but I guess you just got to go with it. I don't know. But that was the Truck Series. The Xfinity Series, the big one struck early. Took out Brandon Jones, Daniel Dye, and others on the 5th lap of the race. Other than that, got kind of a clean start going. Nick Sanchez wrecked to end the second stage, so it was not a good night. It was not a good weekend, I should say, for that sponsor. It's like Spiked something. that was sponsoring Parker Kligerman and then also sponsoring Nick Sanchez. And they both had pretty bad finishes. Parker Kligerman ended up getting DQ'd to 33rd, and Nick Sanchez was out early too. The day would mostly be dominated by Austin Hill, as he was going for, I believe, his 4th straight win at Daytona, until he had a mechanical problem. Tried to get it fixed, but it couldn't. It eventually was out of the race, and that just like split the whole race wide open. Another pit road crash, right, and Josh Bilicki got into a wreck on pit road. More brake failures there, as we had already talked about. Ryan Truex also had gotten collected in that. Justin Bonsignore, Sammy Smith, and Anthony Alfredo wrecked late as well. And then with 2 to go, the big one finally happened again. Connor Zilic, Christian Eckes, and a bunch of other drivers were taken out in that wreck. Became kind of a wreck fest at the end. And then we go into overtime. We lost one Richard Childress driver. We thought maybe somebody else would win, but no. Jesse Love would put on a clinic at the end of the race, holding off the field and getting the win in overtime once again as the field wrecked behind him. In another caution-like controversy, I would say. They called it pretty early this time. And again, nobody was going else to wreck. Nobody else was going to wreck. And they still called it. Why? Why must it be this way?
NASCAR.
Before we move on to Cup, I do want to kind of comment on the CW's broadcast of the Xfinity race. I really liked it. They had good graphics. I thought Adam Alexander, Jamie McMurray, and Parker Kligerman, even though you could tell Parker Kligerman was still pretty salty from the previous night's incident. I think all 3 of them did really well in the booth. I thought they had, like I said, good graphics, good coverage, and it was kind of nice. It was a lot better than Fox. I'll say that for sure. You could tell they put a lot of effort into it, and I also really do like Adam Alexander in the booth, and I think that really helped my opinion of it. And I didn't really mind Jamie McMurray, and I like Parker Kligerman as a reporter too. So he was good.
McDouche.
But yeah, I thought it was a good broadcast for the CW, and I'm excited to see what else they can do for the rest of the year as we continue to move on. So good start, CW. I'm proud of you. Then we get to the Daytona 500. Of course, once again, rain was here. This is what, 3rd year in a row, 4th year in a row with rains affected.
Well, Daytona knows how it feels to be in Michigan.
True.
You see, Daytona fans, this is what we had to deal with for the past, 3 years that we had rain?
That's right.
Just be lucky you guys have lights.
They even moved the start time of the race up an hour, but it really wasn't much of a move up. Because
They only raced 11 laps, and nothing happened.
Yeah, nothing really happened. Trump was there, fuck him. He got a lot of TV coverage, which I didn't like, but what are you going to do? But then, yeah, ran like 10 laps. The rain came. There was a long rain delay. They went back out on the track, ran 9 caution laps. Then it rained again. And then finally, the rain cleared through, and we got going. Wasn't a long night for AJ Allmendinger, though. He had a mechanical problem and was out of the race early on, after the restart. So that was kind of a shitty way for him to go out. Denny Hamlin went for a slide, which caused Greg taking out Zane Smith and Josh Berry to end the first stage. And then early in the second stage, Joey Logano decided to try and fucking pull a Kevin LePage on the field, and stacked everybody up, causing the first big one of the night. Took out Ross Chastain, took out Elio Castroneves, and of course my fantasy pick for the week, Martin Truex. Even though he didn't get a lot of damage, he probably just said, "Fuck it, I don't want to ride around here anymore," and decided to just park himself and go.
Let me
drink beer.
remind you, this is the 3-time champion we're talking about, who should know more about how to race than anything else. And trust me, this is the last time we're going to be talking about him. So,
true.
Because a lot more happens here.
Well, it was apparent. Well, apparently, what happened was, he had some gear issues, and so he was having his transmission was starting to fail, and that's why he sacked the whole field up. So he came down pit road. They switched out a battery. It didn't fix it. Comes back down pit road, switches something else out. Doesn't fix it. Apparently, the problem was there was a plastic bag that got in his grill.
So this is the 3-time champion. This is the defending champion that we all think that is good.
So they pulled the bag out, and guess what? He was back. Him. He got a phantom debris caution to help himself out, get back on the lead lap, and get back in the race. We'll get back to that a little bit later. Actually, we'll get back to it right now, because that was my next piece on my notes. Things calmed down. We got through the green flag pit stops and everything. And then we get to late in the race. And the contenders at this point had really begun to show themselves. It was very much a Penske-dominated day. Not just Logano, but Ryan Blaney, Austin Cindric had really strong days going. The Chevys had some comers and goers throughout the day, and the Toyotas really just had nothing to show for most of the race at all. But then it comes down to the end, and guess who decides to show up? Our good old friend Ricky Spinhouse decides to make his presence known at the end. And this was about the same time Joey Logano was finally starting to make a charge back to the front and was going to try and go for a huge win. When Ricky Spinhouse and Joey Logano decide we're both going to make the worst moves that we've ever made in our careers. Logano forced a hole that was not there, and Stenhouse made a block that he had no chance of making. And that combined for another big one.
When someone like me has played iRacing so long and has learned that in Daytona, you don't force holes, you wait for them to open, it annoys me a lot. So when that happened, it felt like Vietnam flashbacks were hitting, and I did not like it.
It was a dumb block. It was a very dumb block.
It was a dumb block, and it was a dumb thing Joey Logano did too. Like, you don't make openings. That's just not how NASCAR is, especially with these next-gen cars.
Right. But Logano paid the price by wrecking out. Ryan Blaney also wrecked out. Kyle Busch was out too, among a bunch of other drivers were taken out of the wreck in this race. And then we ran a little bit longer. Of course, some more contenders coming to the front, such as Christopher Bell and a few others. That was until we get our little friend Cole Custer into action. And he helps by punting Christopher Bell straight into the backstretch wall and causing another big one, in which we saw a flip from our good old friend Ryan Preece. Remember, about a year and a half ago at Daytona, when he had that really terrible flip on the backstretch. Well,
this one wasn't worse.
In the nearly exact same spot, around the exact same point in the race, it happened again. This time, he got ramped off the back of Christopher Bell's car, got in the air, the wind picked up his car and flipped him over, and he crashed into the outside wall.
But again, it wasn't as worse as his last one. I mean, that other one was worse.
I think they were both really bad, but yeah, I would say this wasn't as bad because of the no grass, but...
Right. They're both bad, but, I mean... Yeah. at least you could still see the white around his eyes instead of, seeing red around his eyes.
That is true. That is true. But it was also a really hard hit for Christopher Bell. Thankfully, everybody seems to be okay from that incident now. But yeah, another scary flip for Ryan Preece. Kyle Larson, Brad Keselowski were also taken out among a few other drivers to set up an overtime finish. Here's the thing. I barely even remember Ricky Spinhouse's block that caused that first big one, because there was an even worse block on the last lap of the race. Cole Custer, what the hell were you thinking?
I mean, he's back in the Cup Series. He thinks it's the Cup Series from olden days.
The other guy had a half a door on him, and he still came down and made the block. Literally wrecking pretty much the whole field in the process. And the seas parted for guess who? William Byron.
Back to back, baby!
Running 7th on the last lap. The seas parted and he went through to get the win. NASCAR did not throw the caution this time. They let them race back to the line, even though there was nobody left to race him with except for Tyler Reddick, which had no shot of beating him with nobody else to push him. So, yeah, William Byron wins his second consecutive Daytona 500. Yay.
Hendrick Motorsports, let's go.
Yay.
Let's see if they can go back-to-back races. Chase Elliott, please win it, Atlanta.
Yeah. I will be honest, I'm only happy about the win because of the paint scheme. Ran a sick-ass paint scheme. But I'm not a big William Byron guy, and I really didn't want to see a repeat winner, and we saw a repeat winner.
I mean, hey, let's just be proud of one person, and that's Justin Allgaier finishing 9th in the Junior Motorsports car.
Jimmy Johnson finished 3rd.
I don't give a frick about Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson lost to Shaq. I don't give a crap what he thinks.
Drew?
I actually like Shaq more now than Jimmy Johnson.
Drew? I did like the paint scheme Shaq chose. I did like that.
That was good. That was good.
Yeah, Justin Allgaier, though, first start for Junior Motorsports and Cup, came home in 9th. A lot better than Tricon's Cup debut with Truex coming home 37th, so that was lovely.
We don't talk about who picked him. So just remember that. Legit, I am 1-2 in all the series. Tyler has a 2-1 record against me, and the one loss was in Xfinity.
Yeah, why don't you recap the fans on how that went?
Tyler won in trucks, of course, because I picked a woman to win.
Whoa!
No,
hey!
No, I'm kidding. No, but I picked someone that's a rookie and is still learning the trucks. And then the Xfinity Series, I just knew Sammy Smith was going to do good, better than Austin Hill, and I knew Austin Hill wasn't going to get his 4th win. So, yeah, and then
fluke
only by 4 positions. I'm just going to say that one was a fluke. If Martin Truex Jr. would have went out there for a couple more laps and everything then maybe. But it was my last chance to actually see if Martin Truex would win a race. So that was my last chance at a pick from him. So he went out strong. He made me lose. Just like he lost at one of his Daytona 500s against stupid Hamlin. Hamster.
That's okay. I got burnt by picking Truex in fantasy, which puts us... We are dead last in the standings now because of that.
Honestly, why did we pick Martin Truex Jr. when we knew he probably wasn't going to win?
I thought he would do better than how he did. Just
Maybe we should just pick William Byron next year
true.
to go for a three-peat and tie Denny Hamlin.
True. Wouldn't that be something?
Back to back to back. I don't think Denny Hamlin did that now, did he?
No, he did not. Anyway, that was Daytona. I will say, 3 pretty good races. I will not lie. Trucks, and Xfinity really, they were wreck fests. There was controversy and there was ups and downs. It's what you're gonna expect, those lived up to my expectations. The Cup Series, it looked like early on it was gonna be just the fuel mileage 500, right? That's what they were talking about literally before the race and during the race. Fuel mileage, fuel mileage, fuel mileage. But the rain really put an end to that, which was nice. And we got to see some really competitive racing all throughout. 3, 4 wide. Some big wrecks, some big hits, some stupid moves, but you're going to get that in the first race of the season. And the winner was not the best outcome, really, at all. But still, I think a successful race overall. Successful race weekend, honestly. I would implore NASCAR, though, a year and a half after Ryan Preece's massive flip in the grass, that maybe they'll finally try and fix those fucking bottoms of the cars. So we don't have a fucking blowover next week at Atlanta.
I do want to say, though, good job for Legacy Motorsports, because like you said, it's 30th play or 3rd place for Jimmy Johnson, 5th place for John Hunter Nemechek, and 12th place for Eric Jones. Wow. And Jimmy Johnson started 40th. I just realized that.
True.
Dang. I'm just glad Joey Logano just wrecked.
True. Fuck him.
Yep.
Anyways, that was Daytona. I put it in the books. Okay, I should have done this before the Daytona recap because I'm thirsty. I'm going to try this drink finally. This is the last one in the lineup. We tried Tropical 7-Up. Then we tried Blackberry Dr. Pepper. Now today I should say, we are trying Wild Cherry and Cream Pepsi. I believe they came out with a cream like Pepsi, but it's not this. This is different. New release. Can looks pretty cool.
It does.
And I like cherry Pepsi. I like cherry Coke too. I don't know. Big cherry flavored guy, not a big cherries guy, but a big cherry flavored guy.
Crisp.
A lot of foam to that one. Oh boy.
Also,
sniff.
Go Tigers. Just letting you know, they start
Whoa!
Saturday. Go Tigers.
Whoa!
Took your breath away now, did it?
Oh no, it smells exactly like the Oreo ones.
Oh, no.
The Coca-Cola Oreos, it smells exactly like that. God, I hope it doesn't taste the same. Whew. Okay. Cheers. 3, 2, 1. Tastes about the same. Not as bad of an aftertaste. And a tiny, tiny bit sweeter, as it should be. But I have too many flashbacks. Not a huge fan, in my opinion. Too much cream. Too little cherry, too little cream. Or too much cream. now that I've tried all three, I guess I might as well give them a ranking. Blackberry Dr. Pepper was the runaway winner of the trio. It was a really good flavor.
Oh.
Then probably Tropical 7-Up, and then this one, though either of them were not that great. So, this I'll probably give a 5. But that's that. Anyway, got a little bit of silly season news to go over. I still have not checked out the NASCAR channel. I know I keep saying that every freaking week. I still haven't done
Don't
it.
worry, guys. Don't worry, guys. He'll forget, and then I will make sure to let him know on Sunday after the race to check it out. Okay? I will make sure he does that. Also, I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't know why I become gay, but yes. Sorry.
Gary, that's 2 strikes. That's 2 strikes tonight, Gary. Another one, and I'm about to kick you off the show. But I do have some other silly season news to go over.
Strikes.
One of the bigger pieces of news: Pitbull is leaving Trackhouse.
Isn't he the one that started it?
He was one of the founders, along with Justin Marks. But it seems like he is stepping away from Trackhouse. He didn't seem like he was very involved in it, anyways. Even when
like
it was
MJ is.
starting up. Seems like this was mostly a Justin Marks project with just a little bit of backing from Pitbull to make sure the team doesn't go under due to lack of sponsorship. And now that they've built kind of a foundation, they've gotten wins, they have big sponsors, big drivers, it does seem like he is now going to step away. So, we salute you, Mr. Worldwide. Have fun in the next world, I guess.
There is no next world.
True.
You just die.
The NASCAR hotline is back. This used to be a thing, apparently, during the Winston Cup era. I had no idea about it, but they decided to bring it back. And you just, like, call it?
You need to do a video where it's you and Ann, and then you just push it, call it, and like put it on speaker and see what it says.
Yeah, I'd call it right now if I wasn't socially awkward.
I would call it too, but I'm on my phone doing this, so it wouldn't make any sense.
True. But yeah, I mean, like, you could just call the NASCAR hotline. It's what the fuck? Like, out of all things to bring back from the Winston Cup era, that is what you chose. It's
I don't know. Maybe bring back no stages. Maybe something actually we care about.
well, I think the hotline was a popular decision. However, it's a weird.
When Dale Earnhardt was still racing, and Jeff Gordon was.
It was a weird choice. Just saying, it was a weird choice. Also, Jeff Gordon expressed recently that he wants to do a Days of Thunder sequel with Tom Cruise. That would be interesting, seeing both of them are out of their prime. Yes, I said it. It would definitely be interesting. I know the thoughts of a Days of Thunder sequel was big when it first came out, and like Jeff Gordon had a big influence on that movie. However, it would be weird now, and I don't know if it would sell as well either. I just really don't think it would sell as well. Maybe it would. I don't know.
Well, then again, Tom Cruise is Jeff Gordon's idol. So it's like one of those things.
So it's more of a passion project, you're saying?
Yeah, because if you remember when Jeff Gordon was retiring, and at the banquet, Tom Cruise actually came out. So, and Jeff Gordon almost cried because that's one of his idols. So, I mean, I would love to see it. I'd actually go and see it. Usually I don't go see movies that are based on NASCAR anymore because they're crap. But, I mean...
Well, they also don't make
Cars,
those.
Except any of the Cars movies.
They don't make any NASCAR movies anymore. That's the problem.
Yeah, they do.
What one have
There's
they made?
There's a new one coming out soon.
What have they made besides Cars in the last 20 years?
Ricky Bobby. Talladega Nights.
When are we getting that sequel?
When Will Ferrell wants to do it again.
Talladega Daytime, the retirement of Ricky Bobby.
Talladega Daytime. The rebirth Talladega Championship, where NASCAR goes to the championship at Dega.
Such a fever dream. Such a fever dream that would be.
It ain't gonna happen, sadly.
On other news, Aaron's is coming back as a sponsor for the first time in quite a while. They're going to be sponsoring Todd Gilliland this weekend at Atlanta.
I wonder what it's going to look like.
That's pretty sweet.
Actually, maybe it's out. I will look that up.
And the only other piece of news that I had just recently came out was the only big penalty from Daytona, as far as that we've known so far. Chase Briscoe was penalized for modifications to the spoiler. He was docked 100 points, 10 playoff points. His crew chief was suspended for 4 races and a $100,000 fine. That's a big penalty. In fact, with only 1 race into the season so far, he has negative points.
Oh, there it is.
That's pretty bad. You have negative points in a season. I don't know if Chase Briscoe wrecked or not. I guess if he did, they probably wouldn't have done anything about this. But it kind of does make sense now why he got the pole in such dominant fashion.
There. But yeah, that is weird.
Good shit. Good shit. That's all the news I had. I don't know if you had any other news, Gary, to talk about.
Let's see here. I don't see anything on NASCAR.com. See if there's anything on Owasso Speedway or Corgan Isle. It says they have 3. So, who knows? The schedules are out.
Ow, 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 ow.
Your ass on.
Big stretches, big stretches, big stretches, big stretches.
So, on one of the schedules, it says a 2-day monster truck show. This is at Corgan Isle. Monster truck show. A couple of school bus figure 8s. 7 COS figure 8s. I don't know what COS is. And 1 more special event that's not quite locked down yet, but will be announced when the details get worked out. All right. So that's about it. For that. And then I had to check Owasso. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, actually, I did not know that, actually. The Owasso Speedway is the oldest track in this state, starting in 1939. That's what they posted. Dang.
Damn.
I mean, props to Owasso on that. And then let's see if Crystal. Oops. Motor. Speedway. What? Nothing really.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it for me, though.
Okay, then now we can preview this weekend's action at Atlanta.
Alrighty.
Another super speedway. Another fast track. Pack racing. Woo. Fuel mileage. Woo. Big racks. Woo. Could be another unpredictable winner. Is what it could be. So, who do we think is going to win the Truck Series?
Well, honestly, I didn't give this person credit where credit was due, right? Because, well, I really didn't need to. Let me see here. Entry list. I'll look at it again. So, from what this says, if I'm not mistaken, someone by the name of Kyle Busch is going to be in it. So, I will pick Kyle Busch.
We can have nothing good in this world, so I'm going to pick Corey Heim to go back to back.
I feel like that's what's going to happen.
Hey, if there's going to be zero parity, you might as well profit off of it, right?
True.
Even though we're not putting any money on this at all.
True.
And then the Xfinity Series.
I'm going to go with Austin Hill. I'm going to take one out of your playbook.
My playbook.
I don't
have a playbook. You make
a very he was the one that lost.
Unclear assumption that I play by anybody's rules. I don't. I play on my own rules. I don't have a playbook. You think I can draw plays?
Actually, I'm not going to say that. That'll give me my third strike. I don't want to say that.
I'm going to pick... I'm picking Derek Cope. He's not racing. I can't pick Derek Cope. I'll pick... What the hell's his name? Fuck. Brandon Jones. Pick Brandon Jones to win.
Okay. So you're just picking the number below me? Got it.
Yes.
It's just playbook.
Yes.
So he does have a playbook.
No, I don't.
You just said yes to me saying playbook.
I'm David Cross. Okay, cup predictions. I know Gary's got the chips ready.
Yes, I do. So, with this year, there's a little bit of difference. See, as you know,
Differency.
shut up. As you know, that Harrison Burton is not in the 21 car. Martin Truex is not in the 19 car. Kevin Harvick is not in the 4 car. So, this is going to be hectic. I don't even know if there's a 14 car. Is there a 14 car? I don't think there is.
I don't think there is. Why don't we get that chip out of there?
All right. That's sad. Now I have to find a new one. Anyways, but yeah, we're just going to have to deal with the number changing and stuff like that. I don't think it'll be a problem. So, Chase Briscoe will always be number 19 now. Josh Berry in the 21, I think it is. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Josh Berry in the 21. And then the number 4 is Noah Gragson. So we just got to make sure Noah Gragson is this one. It's going to be hectic. And we might lose a lot. But also, Corey LaJoie is racing in this race, too.
Unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. And Tyler's number is number 22, defending champ. Will I win? Please be a Hendrick car. Please be a Hendrick car. Please be Chase Elliott. Frick. What's his name? Josh Berry. I got Josh Berry. So it looks like Tyler might actually get his wish of getting his first win.
Even though I won last week.
I forgot. Oh, I hate my life. You'll go 2-0. Damn it. Actually, in all reality, all Joey Logano needs to do is finish behind Josh Berry. Josh Berry doesn't have to win. But I don't think it's going to happen because I know Joey Logano will cheat his way to a win.
Drew. Anyways, that's going to do it for us this week from the Live, Laugh, Left podcast. If you want to be a guest on a future episode, all you got to do is join the Prinkle Sun & Company Discord. Links in the description down below. Request the role, and we'll figure out a time to get you on and still talk some NASCAR. It's a great line right there. Can't get rid of it. Anyways, though, that's going to do it from us. Stay tuned for other much more amazing content. And until next time, we'll see you guys later. Goodbye.